Hi guys, welcome to Digi Gaming, and today we're on Farming Simulator 2018, and we're going to reset and start right back from the beginning, because if I've learned anything, I've put 3 videos up kind of messing around with a silly voice, and one thing I've learned based on views is that people are coming looking for helpful videos, which is something I wasn't really doing. I was more mucking around and just figuring crap out as I went without really commenting too much on what I was doing. So I thought I'd start fresh. So just jumping into the game real quick, and we're welcome to our new farm. Tend your fields and invest the money earned. Okay, so what we want to do, we can exchange the crops for money and whatnot. We'll look at that later. So pretty much you start off with this combine harvester type thing, and you have a field with crops. So we want to sow the field. So not even sow it. Yeah, sure. Why not? I'm going to move forward here. When we move forward, it puts on that attachment automatically. And then the game is indicating that we need to hit the tool icon, the wrench here, which activates the actual thing, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to deal with this field. Now you can do it yourself, and if you're on mobile, is it doing it actually? Something's wrong, no? No, it's doing it, cool. If you're on mobile gaming, if you're on Android or iOS, you could tilt the phone left or right to steer, but in options I've actually changed that so I can do it here on the screen for better control. Now if you want, to the right of the green icon that's lit up, the tool icon, you can hit the steering wheel and a helper will actually do it for you, but it costs you money, and you're starting off with 25,000 dollars, and this thing just ticks down as someone does your field. So at least beginning, I like to do it myself and get the feel for the machinery and what's going on. And I'm not a very good driver. So the idea is to kind of clear the field. Oh, my tool, look, the tool is off, that's why. Okay, so we're going to clear this. And I'll just show you what's involved pretty much from starting out, what you want to be doing. So over there we have another vehicle there. A tractor and trailer. We'll look at everything there. I'm going to do video by video as to what I know and what I don't know, what I'm learning. For example, on my more recent file, I had started keeping animals, which is quite interesting in itself because it means you're constantly going in the fields just to keep the straw and hay and all coming in to keep the animals going, so your cows will produce milk and they'll produce offspring, and your sheep will produce offspring and wool, and pigs I'm not sure yet because I don't own any, but you get the gist. So we'll be exploring all of that and more, and what you can do in Farming Simulator. That's my goal. That's what we're out to achieve. So, getting this field done. So we'll do step by step. So simply doing this with the harvester is not going to deal with the field. There's a bunch of things we need to do afterwards in order to get the field pretty much ready to go again. So we want to deal with what's there, and then we want to sow some new seeds, and then those seeds will grow, and we'll be right back to this situation where we do it all over again. Now, by the way, I'll let the auto driver go for a second. I'm going to pull up the map. If we look at the map here, we can see where I am, right, in that what looks like a cornfield. Just up north of that, over here, where the picture of the sheep is, that's another field that I own, believe it or not. So that's another field we need to keep an eye on. And down here, that's a third. You actually start with 3 fields. So we need to tend all 3 of those. So while I have him take care of that, we're just going to take a quick drive and have a look at our other fields, if I can remember where they are. So here's one. I just say if I can remember where they are, and I'm on one. So this has already been harvested. So what we want to do when a field has been harvested, well, you have choices. I'm just going to go into the menu here so I figure out what is what. These are the tractors, harvesters, headers, tippers, cultivators, sowing machines. So pretty much you want to cultivate a field first using this after you've cut the grass. And then you want to sow the field using a sowing machine. But what you can even do is you can bale the field first if you were to get a baling machine. Now this costs 48,000. I don't have that kind of doleros just yet. No, sorry, 64,000 for the baler. No, I don't have that. So I'm not going to be able to bale just yet. So let's have a look at the machines we have here. Now if you're not sure, what I did to figure it out originally is I just tried them out one by one. And kind of see what sticks and what doesn't. There we go. The sowing machine can plant grain on cultivated field. Tap the icon. Action. Harvested once the crops have turned. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Crops will spoil if left for too long. Okay. So we can put seeds down in this. And up top, beside my money valuation, I can see that the seeds on this are 100%. But I'm going to disengage this because I don't want it. That's not ready for seeding yet. So what we want is the other machine here. And this is the cultivator, I believe. Yes. So what this is going to do is, as Farmer Joe there said, it'll remove all this stubble here in the field and allow us to move on to the sowing phase. Now later on, when we can afford a baler, we'll be able to take advantage of this by actually ripping this up with a baler and creating bales of hay, which can then be used as bedding for our animals, which we'll pick up in a later episode as well. But for now, let's put the tool down, and away you go. And you want to do that whole field. You kind of just want to roll back so you'll see there that it's getting rid of all that stubble, just like Farmer Joe said. That's kind of what we want to do. So this is called the cultivator. So I've let the guy take over there now, and we'll go back to where we were. Okay, so back to the harvester. So this is the field that needs to be sown. Now the harvester is at 100%, as we can see from the top. So what we need to do is we need to have that tractor and trailer over there come in alongside the harvester so it can pretty much empty what is gathered so far into the trailer. So let's do that. Let's just grab the trailer by reversing into it. Yep. We'll kind of come along the harvester here, like so. I'm a terrible driver. Sell your grain. Follow green dots to sell your grain at the selling point. Okay. So he's going to continue on, and I can follow the green dots on the mini map here to go and sell this, which is something I really want to do, because I want to get enough money starting off to afford a baler. Because with a baler, I'm getting more bang for my buck, and I'm prepping my my stores in advance of eventually getting some farm animals, which is what it's all about. So it shouldn't take too long to go down. We know that in the meantime, the harvester will continue harvesting, and the other tractor that I own is going to continue cultivating that field. So a bit of multitasking, if you will. This is pretty much the basics you need starting off in the game, just to understand the concepts of each. So starting off with your field, you want to harvest it, get it all gone. After that, we'll move up to that field with the cultivator, and behind that we'll use the seeder, or I forget what it's called. Actually, I should be using proper names, so the cultivator's right. Sowing machine. That's when I was close enough. Seeder. And then you wait for it to grow back, and you rinse and repeat. And you keep building up your stockpiles of money. So we're bringing this down to the windmill icon. Right here. We'll stop. Sometimes you have to mess around here. There we go. Tip it out. Alright, so we're up to 36,000. Great. So let's head right back to where the farm was. If you're unsure, just get on the main roads, turn left, move car. Now the fields with an X are clearly not mine, but I know I'm in over here somewhere. I think. I could be totally lost now, to be quite honest. Let's put up the map. I'm there. Yeah, I'm moving in the right direction. It's perfect. It's what I needed. And from there we'll go where? What will we do? Oh, we'll go back to the harvester and we'll check on how the cultivation's coming. And we'll have a look at the third field and see if there's anything we can do there, just to keep everyone as active as possible. I don't mind paying for the additional help if it means things are moving along that bit quicker. Now, here's the other field. Clearly we need a harvester down here pretty soon. So a harvester's getting ready to finish up by the looks of it. So we'll have the cultivator coming up on that shortly enough. Hang on. Oh, he just gave if I get in his way, he'll stop until I move, if anything gets in his way. Which is good to know, actually, when you're considering where to place your machinery. So he's still busy cultivating there as well. And when he's done with that, I'll set this tractor to the task of seeding. I'll send him down to cultivate the field that the harvester's currently at, and I'll send the harvester down to harvest the other field. So we have the three of them going non-stop. See if we can pull in enough money to get that baler. So that's pretty much the circle of life starting off. You want to harvest, cultivate, sow the field, wait for it to grow back, harvest, cultivate, sow. That's how you're going to be making your money. Okay, I'm going to jump into the harvester seat there in a second just to see how full it is. Because I mean, when it's done, obviously I want to offload again. If we can get 100%, no, it's only 20%. We won't have an opportunity for an offload, I don't think. Would have been nice. But we'll send him straight down to the other field then. So I'll show you all three fields in action, working along, and you'll see how that's going. And we'll end the video there, and when we come back to the next video then, we'll move on to baling technology and how we'll implement the baling into the cycle. So it'll be harvest, cultivate. Well, instead of cultivate, it's going to be harvest, bale, then cultivate, then seed, then sow. So we're getting more out of the same cycle. So the baler is, as an initial investment, is a little on the pricey side. We're going to have to do a few cycles of this to afford it, but once we can, it will pay off for itself in the long run. We can sell the bales. I mean, they're a byproduct anyway. They're something that we wouldn't have been using. We can sell them, or my preference is I'm going to store them. I'm going to store them up and put myself at capacity, so when I get animals, it's a mistake I made in my previous save, that I had the animals first, and then I started sowing. I started harvesting for silage and for hay, and I couldn't keep up with the animals' demands. I was so far behind because I was busy doing everything else as well. So I kind of want to get all that running first and get ahead of myself, and so I'm not under too much pressure when it comes to such things. So this harvester looks complete now. So let's move it down to the other field. Just this way, I think. Yes. Now, I don't know if the field is ripe or not just yet. There is a way to check, of course. It's to pretty much just activate the tool, which gets the harvester going, and we'll run into it, and if it's not ready, we'll get a prompt telling us as much, in which case we'll just wait. There you go. Oh, cannot be used on meadows. Wow. My bad. So what are we going to use here? This is a little different to my original. It can't be used on meadows. So what we need is some kind of a grass cutting tool. So let's see if we have one lying around. We're not using this trailer right now, so let's disconnect that. And see if we should have a I'm going to say meadow cutter, I'm going to say grass cutter. We should have something for cutting the grass around here somewhere. It should come with the initial game. It's not something, I don't think you buy it extra, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I have to buy it. That sets us back a little bit, but not a whole lot, if I'm honest. There's a nice little thing there for transporting milk. That's where you would keep the animals, by the way, in pens like that, in places like that. But unless it's up in the other field, then I might have to purchase one, which I'll do, of course. Okay, so I don't see it around here. There's another area for keeping animals. Like, I'm pretty sure I've just seen the cultivator and the sower. I don't recall seeing any other machines. But we'll have a look. So wherever I find it, you should find it. Theoretically, that's finished up here. No, he's not finished. He's taken a break. Can you believe that? Okay, so that's putting down seeds. That's just a trailer. No, it looks like I don't have one. That's okay. It just means we get to go and get one. Let me just get this guy busy again, because he seems to have forgotten. Occasionally the computer will do that. It'll just stop whatever it was doing for I don't know what reason. So I've got the autopilot on there again to see if he'll continue now. He's lifting. Yeah, he's re-engaged. That's good. Okay, so let's see what we're looking for. We want, for the meadow, what's a header? It looks about right, but I don't know. 10,000 anyway. Let's see, I know there's a... Let's see the manual. Alright, farming. So you cultivate, you sow, and you harvest. There's the different colors that you can tell. Some good stuff in here, creating hay bales. In order to feed your cows and sheep, you need to cut the grass on the meadow and create hay. Mow the grass with a mower and turn it over with a tedder so you can dry to make hay. Pick it up with a baler to create hay bales, or use the loading wagon to collect it. Use a wind dryer before to allow to put the grass into neat rows that are easier to pick up. Okay, so I need, for the meadow, we mow the grass with a mower, then we turn it over with a tedder so it can dry to hay. Mower, tedder, and a baler is what you need in the meadow. Oh boy. Well, we can start with the mower. Maybe the mower and the tedder. I don't know what I'm doing here. Mower. So here's the cheapest one there, 15,000. And a tedder is 17,000. And loading wagon is 65. And so all in all, this would be pretty pricey. So we'll leave the meadow alone for now. We'll come back to that at another point. We'll leave it alone for now, and in the next video I'll clock in enough money that we can buy all three and start tending our third field. So this field is looking good. He's just nearly done now, so we're going to grab the next tool, which is the sower. It has 100%. We're just going to ask our driver here, I'll start, I guess, to start sowing the field. And what's happening there, if we can zoom out, is it's just digging away in the earth there and planting some seeds. So I have 99% seeds remaining. Now if I run out of seeds, I'm going to have to buy more, but they're relatively inexpensive. So I'm going to let my man here take over on that. We're done with this, so we can head down to the other field, I think. Is it that way? Yes. This field also needs to be done. We'll be using these for our primary income to get enough money to deal with the meadow. So I'm going to run this right through, all the way up to the point where the fields, I guess, regrow. And then I'll get my hands on some money so we can look at the next cheapest options. But hopefully this is helping you at least understand what is needed. And I'm sorry I kind of threw a wobble there and completely forgot about a mental wobble. And I completely forgot about the whole meadow thing having to be done in a different way. So for now we're good with 2 fields. Our income are coming off 2 fields. So we've harvested, then we've cultivated, and then we've sown, which we're doing in the top field. We're cultivating on this field. So we have the tools from the very start to harvest, to cultivate, and to sow. And that's going to bring us to the, well, let's see what we need. We need a mower, right? We'll start with the cheapest, 15,000. Yeah, 15,000. A tether, which will kind of turn up the grass, right? So that's 17, isn't it? Is it? Yes, that's what, 32. This then separates, I believe this would, okay, that's right. So it's not necessary, but this is handier. So the mower cuts the grass, the tether flips the grass and allows it to dry. The windrow is then separated into rows, so it's easier for the baler to grab it. This is not necessary. A baler machine can just go all around the field. It'll be much slower and not as efficient. So I think it's worth the purchase. So what do we got? 15. 17 was that 32. 60,000. 105,000 really. No, sorry, 104,000 really. To get a good setup so we can manage that third field as well. And we would be able to pull income from all 3, but I'm going to continue to pull income from both. And I'm going to save up the hay. That's my plan. Now what I might do to speed things along, not in this video of course, is go to the shop here. You can purchase coins. Now normally, I'm not really much of a in-app purchaser, but I find that it's reasonable in this game. You know, you can get like, I didn't mean to do that. You can get like 1,000,000 credits for $1,000,000 for €2, well, nearly €3. Most games I see with in-app purchases are like 20, 40, 60, €80. I don't mind it so much. I wouldn't mind throwing down 89 cents to be quite honest. Just to kind of get ahead and show you exactly what I'm talking about. But we'll see how we go. See how our other field is doing. Coming along nicely. Our harvester is raring to go, but it's got nothing to harvest and will not for a while. All right, so I think I'll leave it there. That's going to be it for basic introductory to how to deal with your fields in terms of harvesting and the cycle of harvesting, cultivating, and then planting by means of sowing. That's your cycle for now. In the next video, we'll look at cutting the grass per se, which is mowing the lawn, mowing the meadow, and what the tools are for that and everything we'll need on that as well. So I'll have all those tools lined up and we'll do a nice video on that as well. So until then, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you found the video some bit informative and helped you along, at least in terms of the harvesting, cultivating, sowing, and rinse and repeat cycle. If you liked the video, please do me the honor of clicking that like button and liking the video. Every like helps, as the more likes a video receives, even if it's just that extra one, the higher in the rankings my video potentially is, which means the more likely it is to be seen by other people that may be seeking this exact problem. This type of fruit cannot be... I didn't want to do anything. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider a subscription. I put out all sorts of different videos on different mobile games, as well as PlayStation 4, where I live and breathe most other times. But regardless, thank you nonetheless for your time, and until next time, take it easy. All the best.